Hi Tennos. In this video, I'll be sharing the male drifter face settings that I think will make your drifter look good. A few of you guys have asked for this, and I think it was only fair to give male drifters a video as well before next week. So here we are. Also, this fashion doubles as a Zeke cosplay, but I'll still mostly be focusing on the drifter feature settings. Quick side note about the outfit. It's inspired by Zeke's concept art, where he's wearing a red jacket tied around his waist, a gray shirt, and jeans. We'll get back to that, but for now, let's dive into the settings. For the head, I'm using Drifter Visage 15 on slot 1 and 25 on slot 2 with 40 face blend. The skin color is up to you guys, but since this one is a Zeke cosplay, currently I'm using the color I showed on screen. For the lip color, I find that this lilac color from the Tenno color palette fits quite nicely, unlike other pink colors that I think have too much saturation. Now, there are other face combinations that I think would look good as well, and if you've watched my previous video on the female drifter, you'll know that when combining drifter faces, slot 1 determines the eyebrow shape and skin texture, while slot 2 affects the overall face shape. For this fashion, Drifter Visage 22 and 26 also work really well. Visage 22 has a sharper jawline, while Visage 26 gives the face a slightly fiercer look. I'm using Visage 25 because it has a softer appearance that I feel suits Zeke the best. For the hair, I'm using Drifter Cut 7 because it resembles Zeke's hairstyle the most. I think it would look even better without the bandana, but for now it works. One thing to keep in mind when customizing this part is that the hair color base will also color the eyebrows. To make sure the eyebrows stay visible from a distance, I'm using a darker blonde for the base color. For the highlights and tips, I'm using a yellowish white shade from the Potentia color palette. For the eyes, the main thing to note is that it's better to use black for the eye glow. This prevents your drifter from having glow-in-the-dark eyes, which, in my opinion, makes them look like Wally. For this fashion, I'm using a combination of light green and gray to match Zeke's look. I'm obviously not using any Visage ink here, but for other fashions, you could try using a dark beige or brown color to make certain inks look like battle scars. It's a pretty neat effect. Now onto the clothing. For the facial accessories, I'm using the Mazem earpieces to keep the look from being too plain. The colors on this part also affect the bandana, so I've chosen a shade that matches his turtleneck sweater. For the transparent suit, I'm using the grunge jacket and sleeves paired with goth leggings. I'm not using a hood because it would cover up the details and layering on the turtleneck and outer jacket. As for the waistband, I decided to leave it out since none of the ones I own really fit with this fashion. For the color parts, I'm using the smoke and light and shadow color palettes. For the attachments and cyandanas, I'm not using anything to keep the look as natural as possible. And that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video and that it helps you customize your drifter to look their best. Feel free to share your own fashion ideas in the comments. I'd love to see what you've come up with. Also, let me know what video you'd like me to do next, and I'll do my best to cover it. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.